better word, is good.
The time came when the ticker tape in the broker's office told a new story. It was panic. 16.5 million shares of stock sold in a single day.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Stock 32 Me, the number one podcast for investors. Yes, we're back. Of course, it's hosted by the millionaire mentor himself, Lloyd Ross, the stock bro, Tony Szymanski, and the podcast mogul, Phil Better. Guys, how are you guys doing? It's been a while. And I'm winded now.
You didn't say Tony. You said Tony Szymanski.
Szymanski. That's how I say his name. Leave me alone. How are you guys doing?
Close enough. Guys, so when we were waiting for the show to start, I was looking at some of the trending news that's going on in the market. And this is something that I would have brought up last week if we had a show. And that is, I want to talk about Robinhood. And I want to talk about exactly what we were telling people a year ago, not to invest in these horrible companies that don't make money, that are essentially pandemic darlings during the speculation bubble, because this is a prime example. Robinhood is down almost 72% since its IPO, and they literally just laid off 10% of their workforce. Their revenue has fallen on the previous earnings reports. Their revenue has fallen 3,000%.
Oh, shit. Well,
their net income has fallen 3,000%.
Damn.
The ones that won from none of the they bailed out just in time, going public.
Profit margin negative 117%. Yeah, this company is fucked because they make no money, and they've literally lost money for like 4 straight quarters because no one uses it anymore, because Dogecoin's dead, AMC's dead.
I have to go with Maria here. Wow, that was just like harsh, Tony. You just like slammed them right there.
You know what's ironic? It's ironic that it's Robinhood, and so what they've done is they've actually taken from the poor, and fleece their own pockets.
Not even their pockets are. There's a hole.
No,
in
the
their
early
pockets.
investors, the guys who
the guys that took it public, they would have cleaned up. I reckon. Didn't they sell a ton of shares when they first went public? They sold a ton, and they got in trouble for like.
Well, their share price popped. They were like $70. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they sold shares. The owners
are $50. I mean, it's been a tough ride down. Essentially, they went to the top of the building and just walked right off and fell.
Yeah,
straight down.
Yeah.
Okay.
No parachute.
Yeah. I think Netflix did it. Well, Netflix is a bit different, but its user growth got slammed. And it's down 60-70% or something, isn't it?
Oh yeah. But at least Netflix Netflix actually makes, well, they actually make money too. Like they actually have positive income. Where Robinhood is a complete disaster.
Maria is so amazed that people.
And this is why people say, why aren't you using Robinhood anymore?
Yeah.
Why would I want to invest my money in a brokerage that manages money that doesn't even make money themselves? That's the most ridiculous thing.
So, but Tony, you always provide a good link to our audience. It's in the show notes down below. So if you're listening or if you're watching us live, you can click on that, and it's your Publix.com link, your referral, so people can use that to start investing.
Yeah, I'm not. I would say, even honestly, most people are probably better off just using Acorns.
Is it Acorn? You have Republic.
I have both, but most people are better off just not buying their own stocks, because shit like this happens with Robinhood, where their portfolio is Robinhood, AMC, GameStop, and then the next thing they know, they have no money left.
Yeah, but isn't AMC going to the moon? Isn't it going to the moon?
It might be taking the really long path to the moon. I don't know.
Yeah.
Going through the Earth first to come out the other side.
It's going through the depths of hell first if it's going to get there. But I doubt it. We'll see. But anyways, I'm sorry I digress. I'm sorry.
It's always great. It's just showing that what we've been preaching, or you guys have been preaching, and I've been just soaking in because that's what I do. I just take in the knowledge and tell other people, and I look important. But no, you guys have been telling the group countless times not to invest in like Robinhood or these sweet darlings that have been only.
By the way, AMC is actually in better shape than Robinhood, and that's how bad Robinhood is right now.
More viable business model.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah. So I just was scrolling through Market Watch and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about this. So
there you go.
Anyways, I apologize for all you that have lost money that may have that stock.
Oh,
we warned you.
I put a post in the group last night, I think it was. If you could own one stock or ETF for the rest of your life, which one would it be? And everyone, the results were like, oh, that's obvious. That's easy. VU. Some few Berkshire Hathaway.
Yeah.
VTR VU. See, but everyone's like, it's easy. That's easy. That's simple. That's easy.
Yeah.
That's easy. And out of all of us, how many are just doing that?
I am.
That's a good question. We should throw a poll up.
You bought some Bubba the other day. I know.
I did, but hey, I have both. I have both Bubba and VU. I'm doing both. I'm doing a social experiment, following my two mentors, showing the group how it actually works. No, I have VU and I have Baba. That's I dollar cost average into both of them. 1 week one, 1 week the other.
Yeah.
So have you guys heard about anything else that might be happening in the stock market? Any big news? I don't know. Maybe some company getting acquired. I don't know.
I heard something about that. I think there's like
Elon, he bought Coke and he put the Coke back in
it. Cocaine, yeah.
Was it that?
Yeah.
No. It's something about making Twitter great.
McDonald's, yeah.
He bought McDonald's.
Oh, McDonald's?
The ice cream machines. Yeah, that's right. That's what he did. He fixed all the ice cream machines.
Thank God for Elon. He made a robot, didn't he? It was a robot that he made.
Should we?
I love
you
Elon.
Want to break down the details of that acquisition?
You know, a huge acquisition.
It points to. So he jumps in, he buys 10% roughly, 9%. He gets offered a board seat and he's like, I don't play well with others, so that's not going to happen. And that was, I think we did a podcast episode, Phil. We spoke about this. I'm like, I'm sure you're going to take over the company. Next day.
Yeah, pretty much the next day, it was boom, right on.
Yeah. And that's when he said, I don't want a board seat, I was like, oh, yeah, that's what he's doing. He's doing so. He's going to acquire it. But I didn't know he would just fucking do it so fast. Soon. Anyway, he's bought it, but he's private. It needs to be privatized for whatever reason he thinks. But he's a disruptor. He obviously sees an opportunity to buy an audience for his businesses, which is very intelligent.
Oh yeah.
So on a smaller
if he owns Twitter, he can make the algorithm push all his tweets, all his businesses tweets, and then can like automatically and make his thing.
Buying CNN.
Yeah,
better.
Or like because
I predict that's next. By the way,
Bezos owns the Washington Post. Bezos owns the Washington Post.
Have you seen the Washington Post constantly shitting all over Elon Musk in the last week?
I wonder
saying
why.
Like this, billionaires are taking over the social media. This is horrible for democracy. And it's like Jeff Bezos owns you. What are you talking about?
Yeah, it's got to be owned privately. But I love that Elon's very, he's very bipartisan. He's like, you know what, you can be left, you can be right. Doesn't matter as long as we have free speech. I love what he stands for. I think he'll do it.
But he's not, because he tried to buy off someone who was telling everybody where his jet was landing. Like if he's open for free speech, he has to be open for that because it's open to the public to find.
Well, I think that's a safety matter, though. Like people tracking where.
But if people really wanted to, because he has to do it with the FFA,
I don't know if it was free speech, but that was more privacy. I think. Do you know what I mean? Like the guy was freely speaking about it. And he said, hey, would it be okay if you didn't do that? Like,
he's in the public eye. His privacy is less and less.
But I think that the fact that the guy can talk about that is free speech. I think the issue that has happened is that people are getting cancelled by the left. cancelled, not fucking like, oh, I don't agree with you, but hey, let's still continue to debate.
Yeah,
It's
at
like,
least he tried to buy him. At least he tried to give him money to stop. Whereas he would have just been suspended.
deleted.
Yeah.
It's a cancel culture. He's trying to get rid of cancel culture. That's good. I think it's a good step.
Yeah.
He's a smart guy. He knows what he's doing. He's got his Starlink business launching, IPOing soon. He's going to own the internet. He's going to own the internet. He's going to own motors and solar. He's going to own.
He might buy our podcast.
Hey man, he's welcome to buy us. I am open for at least $1 million.
Maybe Spotify might buy it for $1 billion. We'll ask him.
Hey man, we got 50,000 members behind us. So remember, if you're watching this live, let us know. Tell us where you're from. First of all, hit us with the hashtag live. If you're watching the replay, hashtag replay. What company do you think he's going to be buying next? I see someone shooting up already. Something here.
I don't think he can afford anything else after buying.
Someone thinks he's going to buy a lithium company next, which makes sense.
He did say that. Yeah.
I think we have to talk about the fact that he's actually using Tesla shares as leverage, which is kind of dangerous. That's why Tesla's stock like plummeted when this deal happened because people thought that he was going to have to sell off shares. But essentially, he's actually leveraging his wealth for loans, which could be kind of dangerous because if he actually needs to take that money out, he's like 20. Yeah, if there's a margin call and he needs to cover, that's gonna plummet Tesla. But yeah, other than that, everything's great. Yeah.
Yeah. I think we could see depending on how cheap it gets, we could see Warren Buffett buy Alphabet.
What?
You think?
Yeah. Alphabet.
Yeah,
Google? He's gonna buy Google?
I think if it gets cheap enough.
Isn't Google's market cap in like the trillions?
Yeah, so's Apple's. But
how the hell is he gonna buy that? He doesn't have trillions of dollars.
No, not the whole company.
He's going to buy a majority share.
He's going to buy shares in the company.
Oh. Well, we were just talking about people acquiring companies. So I was what? Okay.
No, I don't think Buffett has the brass to do that.
I think he's going to buy Occidental Petroleum. I think he's trying to acquire as many shares to buy Occidental Petroleum outright. I think that makes sense for him. But I think they'll buy shares in Alphabet. It's getting cheap enough. Very wide moat. Very unstoppable business. I think it ties in well with Apple. It's like if you own those two companies, you pretty well, outside
set for at least another 30 years.
God, I don't know how
I thought. I don't know.
I don't know how I thought he was going to buy the whole company. Why did I think that?
If you look,
it's Warren Buffett on top of it. Like if anybody's going to buy Alphabet, it's Warren Buffett's probably the guy who can do it.
We look at the top 20 companies in the S&P 500 20 years ago, or top 30.
They're all different. Microsoft.
All of them. I think there's one or two, a couple that are still in there.
Microsoft, I think.
Yeah, and you think about it. If we're picking stocks, and we're talking about 20 and 30 years, the truth is, we're probably not going to pick the ones that are still going to be around. So this whole buy and hold strategy to prevent having to pay capital gains tax all the time when you sell, I think it's indexing that's where the magic is. That's why Warren Buffett, he had an interview with Charlie Rose the other day. I don't know if you saw that, but he interviewed with Charlie Rose before the Berkshire Hathaway meeting. And he said on there, he said, listen, I've been telling people for decades, and some have taken my advice and done well, some haven't, most haven't. He said, I've been telling everyone for years how to get rich. He said, buy the index fund. And he said, not any index fund. He said the S&P 500. And he's multiple occasions said Vanguard, S&P 500. And the reason for that is because he knows that we can't pick the winners over the next 20 and 30 years. We just cannot. Not with our abilities. Very few of us. Not to say you can't do it, but not for the effort we put in. But the reason he said that is because of tax. Think about the 15% CGT or 30% CGT tax you got to pay every time you make a sale. You don't have to pay any of that for 30 years. The gains on those gains are tremendous. That's where the beauty of it is. And it's in that boringness where you get wealthy as fuck. And that's what he's trying to do. And I think a lot of the group members, I don't know, they're not playing that game. they're not playing a wealth game. I think that they're playing a jackpot game.
Yeah, I do see some the ones who come into the show on the show at the beginning, but now have listened to us. They're playing the long-term game. But
Guys,
yes.
Can we guess, those in the chat, guess what the number one holding in the S&P 500 was in the year 2000?
ExxonMobil.
Close. They're number 3.
Oh. Fuck.
It's kind of shocking, actually. It shows you how far this company has fallen.
In 2000?
In 2000.
Let's get the chat. Around. Let's get some people from the chat. Chat, hit us up. What did you think the?
I'll give you one hint. It's a company. It's it's not really a great hint. They're involved in many different sectors.
That's just wonderful. Thank you.
Is it IBM?
No. IBM is in the top 10 though in year 2000. They were number 9.
Wow.
Oh, is it
GE number 1.
Yeah,
the number 1 company in 2000. GE, Microsoft, ExxonMobil, Citigroup, Pfizer, Walmart, AIG, Intel, IBM, Johnson & Johnson. I think only Microsoft and Johnson & Johnson are in the top 10 now.
Johnson & Johnson, great business. Surprised Warren doesn't own that.
Yeah.
There you go.
So
shit, we got slammed in the GFC. Citigroup got completely towed up.
AIG is gone. Yeah. I think Intel is still in the S&P, right? I don't know where they're at, but Pfizer might be in there somewhere.
Thanks to the COVID vaccine.
Thanks to COVID, Pfizer has made a big return.
Yeah, big return.
Billions of dollars every year from those boosters.
So that's interesting. So it's hard to tell, even if you buy Apple, obviously Warren owns Apple because he thinks it's going to be one of those companies like Coca-Cola that's around for a long time.
You want to go 2010? Top 5 in 2010?
Yeah.
2010, number 1 company in the S&P 500. Who do you think it was?
Microsoft.
Walmart was number 5.
Okay.
Microsoft was number 3.
I got closer than Lloyd.
2010? 2010?
Yeah.
2010. I can't give you a hint because I'll give it away completely.
Apple?
No, it's not. Apple's number 2.
Okay, I'm getting closer, Lloyd. I got the top 3.
It's kind of surprising. Well, not really that surprising when you think about it, but
okay, who's number 1?
It's a company that is not anywhere near the top 10 now.
Fuck. In 2010?
Johnson & Johnson.
Oh,
I don't think it's anywhere near the top 10.
Okay, let me think about this. What was happening in 2010?
Think about what was happening between 2007 to 2010.
Wasn't there a war? Weren't you guys entering another war?
Well, something was very expensive around that time.
Is it a petrol company? It's not Mobil, is it? Mobil?
It's a petro company. It's not Mobil.
Oh,
it's Exxon.
Chevron.
It's Exxon.
It's ExxonMobil.
Exxon, Apple, Microsoft, Google, Walmart, Berkshire Hathaway, Chevron, GE was number 9, and then Procter & Gamble, number 10. Johnson & Johnson's gone from 10 years later, but they made a return. Microsoft's the only one that stuck around. Microsoft, yeah.
How long has Apple been on the in the top?
Well, Apple Apple joined the top 10 in 2009.
Okay.
So they've only been in the top 10 since 2009.
Do you think Alibaba will become number 1 in the world?
You are so... I'm starting to question whether or not it's smart going into the Alibaba, man.
Why?
Apple has been number 1 for a long time, though.
How long?
Oh, man. 2011, 2012, 13, 14, 15.
Oh, 10 years.
Since 2011, they've been number 1.
2 years after joining the S&P 500 top 10, they were in number 1 spot. That's just like Lloyd's podcast. Money grows on trees. Like that plug there, huh? It's a good one. It's the number 1 podcast.
What year were you born?
Australia.
Me.
Yeah.
1983.
83. Let's see who was the top company in 1983.
It'd be like IBM or Xerox or flipping Kodak.
Holy shit, it's Alibaba. No, It is IBM, number one. IBM, Exxon, GE, GM, AT&T, Standard Oil of Indiana, Eastman Kodak, DuPont, Sears, and Walmart.
Sears is completely bankrupt now.
Yeah, Sears is
That just shows you when you pick your own stocks and you hold that stock for 30 years, that company might be bankrupt in 30 years.
Not even might be, probably likely will be.
Even if it's the number one company in the world at that time.
Yeah.
So you never know. Picking your own stocks, you never know.
Jesus, not
You
worth
never know.
it.
That's why he says S&P 500.
Hey, look,
man, it's crazy how much.
If that doesn't prove picking stocks is not the smartest game in the world for retail investors, I don't know what is. And here people are thinking,
great.
yeah, I'm going to make a quick flip on a buck.
It's just, I think that people are looking to get rich quicker because they don't want to wait 40 years. And some of them are 50 years of age. Like, dude, I'll be dead at fucking 90. I'm like, yeah, but you'll still probably do better if you did the VOO. Like, I just don't know people that can outperform the market that well.
Wow, this is
incredible.
How much these companies have changed.
This is Maria's saying something. Burke B doesn't own shares and doesn't just own shares in different companies. They
do own shares in other companies. They own a large percentage of Apple. They own a large percentage of American Express.
Bank of America.
Bank of America. They own a large percentage of Moody's. They own Chevron. They actually have a stock portfolio of probably 60 or 70 stocks, as well as
like you were saying earlier, a lot of people, they want to get rich quick, and they think that putting the money in the S&P 500 is going to take too long. Like, I'll be dead before I'm rich. It's like not if you keep adding to it. If you put $1,000 in there and you let it sit for 20 years, you're not going to get rich. But if you add to it every week.
I completely messed up on that. Maria responded. I have to read it again. Burke B doesn't just own shares in different companies, but they own the company. Yes, I apologize.
Yeah.
They do both. Read it again. They do both. Yeah.
Sorry about our moderator.
Yeah, I'm not the best. Is it worth putting some money into Rivian or just stick with QQQ and VOO? Stick with QQQ and VOO.
Didn't I just go over?
We just went over this.
Didn't I just go over Robinhood?
Yeah, we just talked about Robinhood.
Guys, next year I'll do this diatribe with Riviana too next year. Don't worry.
Yeah. Next year I'll mark it on the calendar. Next year, check with Rivian.
Honestly,
Speaking of individual stocks, so let's talk about it because people do love talking about it. They're not going to listen to us anyway, obviously. So let's do what stock. What do you like in the market at the moment? Both of you guys, whatever. If you had to buy an individual stock right now and you had, like, say, $500,000 or something, you're like, no, I'm going to put a position.
I'm just going.
No ETFs allowed. What would you buy?
I would buy probably Facebook, or I'd probably split it between Facebook and Apple. But maybe I'd put it all on Facebook. Fuck it.
Facebook and Google. Facebook.
Yeah,
Google.
I'd probably put it all on Facebook.
Facebook and ABC or Alphabet, whatever it's called.
Not necessarily Google, because I actually think Facebook has more room to grow in the next couple years than Google does, because Facebook dropped like 40% in the last month and I think over the next 5 years, if the metaverse becomes a reality, which I just did an episode on the metaverse, check that out. I'll put that
on the Stock Bros podcast.
Facebook literally is investing $10 billion into the metaverse. And I don't think they're foolish for doing that, because other major companies like NVIDIA, Intel, even Microsoft is doing it. They bought Activision Blizzard?
Activision and Blizzard, yeah.
So many companies are doing this. They're investing so much money into virtual reality, 3D gaming, and all this new tech like virtual headsets, Oculus type headsets. And I think they're all gearing up for this metaverse war, where they're trying to be the sole winner, the biggest provider of metaverse tech. And if it blows up like they think it's going to, Facebook is going to benefit. Their stock is going to pop. It really is. It could take 5 years, could take 10 years if this becomes a reality. But if it does become a reality, And I wouldn't bet against Mark Zuckerberg. If it does become a reality, that stock is going to blow up like crazy. It really is. That's my opinion.
It was pretty cheap.
Yeah.
I was looking at the other night. It was like 174. I looked at it as it dropped to 169.
It's up now. It's up. It's over 200 now, unfortunately. But still, it's still cheap. I still think it's cheap.
Yeah. Relative to the earnings and free cash flow, it's a very good. What's the free cash flow yield on it? I don't know, but it would be pretty good.
I know they beat earnings, right? Their earnings report just came out. And they beat earnings.
They had user growth, which everyone loves.
Yeah, so it popped. Honestly, I don't give a shit about
platform that. Annual free cash flow for 2021 was 39.116 billion, 65.52 increase.
What's the market cap of the company?
Give me a second.
Let's see.
Yeah, let me just pull it up on Seeking Alpha. Tell us.
Market cap is 558 billion. 560 billion.
560?
Yeah.
560 billion. Well, they lost like.
It's got a 7% free cash flow yield, which is pretty good.
I mean, year to date, they're down almost 40%. So literally, they were almost a trillion. They were $1 trillion. You know,
divided by 40. So it's selling at 14 times free cash flow. Yeah. Whereas Alibaba is selling at 8 to 9 times free cash flow. Just saying.
Jesus.
I'd rather have Facebook. I think the metaverse is going to blow up so big that we're going to be doing this podcast in the metaverse in a couple of years.
Oh no! This is what I want to hope for the metaverse is that we're sitting in like an actual little like studio and we have actual audience members there watching. That's what I want to happen. That's what I want to happen. So it feels like
we're competing with these. We're competing with these guys. Have you seen that great YouTube podcast? What's it called? Everything Money. I think we're like the
off-brand.
Yeah, like have you ever seen,
the dollar store version?
We're like the B grade version of their pod because they've got a guy and he's like Phil and he's even got a beard and everything and he moderates it. And there's 2 guys on there. They're doing the analysis. It's like us, but yeah,
we're better.
Maybe they want to collab.
Oh, shit! I bet.
You guys watch Seinfeld where there's the Doppler gang?
Yeah, that's like them. And I was watching how they do. I was like, these guys are profesh. This guy, the main analyst, they got this program to teach you how to, the valuation of stock's really good. But he's like, his Alibaba position alone is $1 million.
Jeez.
And it's like,
oh yeah, we're like, well,
yeah, we're the B version.
Yeah, no, we're like the D version of that show.
Yeah. We're like the
The only thing keeping us from an F is Lloyd. We would be an F without Lloyd.
I'm just holding strong. My Alibaba has to pop back for us to go. I've got to run for the 2 million market. Something needs to happen. I can't sit here and just watch this fucker just drop and drop and drop and drop. It's brutal as fuck.
Next year.
Every time I look at it just seems like Baba does nothing but fall. Like
it's
it really
brutal. I've never seen in my whole career, in my life, I've never seen a stock do that. I don't think Charlie Munger ever. He's like, holy shit! I didn't expect that.
He even sold out. Yeah,
he sold half. He sold half his position. I think he tax loss harvest that.
It's just like watching the blood slowly bleed out of your body.
It's crazy. It's so cheap. I'm like, this is just ridiculous. And then Peter Lynch, he does a funny. Does this. A lot of good stuff on Peter Lynch on YouTube for people that want to watch it. But he said, he goes, you get a stock, and it can always go lower. He's like, we bought this stock at $10. We're like, how low can it go? 5. How low can it go?
Yeah, I saw that.
2. And he's like, what? So it lost 80% of its value. And I think that as long as the fundamentals are good, and that by fundamentals I mean free cash flow. That is the most important thing. It doesn't matter about PE, fucking whatever. Free cash flow.
All right, and Lloyd,
hang on a second. What's been hard?
Hang on a second. Be honest. You're nervous. You're feeling it. I would be nervous.
No, I'm not nervous. No, I'm not nervous. I'm not nervous.
Not like it's gonna ruin your life or anything. But
no, I'm not nervous. I'm not nervous. I'm pissed off. I'm irritated. I'm irritated that
I'd be nervous.
What's
I'd be very
what's
nervous.
challenging about it is the fundamentals are so good that it's been the most challenging, I would say challenging, rational thinking ever. Because it's like, how do you continue to buy into a company that's doing so well when completely the price is getting fucked? And like, it's just very hard to be contrarian. And this is what makes money. And Warren Buffett did it with the Washington Post. He did it with American Express, Coca-Cola, right? Could you imagine what trying to buy into these companies just falling out their ass? Ray Dalio is in this too, you know? So it was just a fascinating learning experience, I think, for me.
When you said the most rational thinking ever, it gave me flashbacks of that Donald Trump video where he's like, nobody does everything better than me. He's like listed all the things and he's like, no one's more rational than me.
He's like,
I'm totally rational, I swear.
I think
honestly, I'm nervous. I'm nervous for you, and I don't have any money in it.
You shouldn't be. There's no real reason to be. It's the fundamentals of the business are wonderful.
The business is making money, so
it's just.
I want you to make a lot of money. I hope it will.
Right? We will.
We will.
Me and Lloyd will go to the moon.
We will. But here's the thing, right? What is rational about it is it's buying back 25 billion of its ADRs, right, at a cheap price. So you look at Apple. Apple just did a share buyback of 90 billion. Apple's buying back 3% of their company with one buyback 90 billion. Alibaba's buying back 10% of its company at 25 billion. So look at this. Someone said to me the other day, they said, Lord, are you going to keep buying more? I'm like, I don't really have to, because the company's buying it for me with its free cash flow.
I said that to you.
Did you?
Yeah, you asked. Yeah, Lloyd.
In our group chat.
Yeah. And it's interesting because if you look at it rationally, it's the perfect stock to buy. Rationally. But it's the noise that gets you in trouble.
I mean, it is. You're right. I'm not disagreeing with anything you said. I'm just nervous. I don't know. Like I feel I don't have any money, and I feel nervous for you because every day I look at it and I'm like, it's dropping.
That's why I don't look at it every day. I only look at it on Thursdays.
Even when the market's up, it's down. Yeah. I'm like, what is happening?
You know what's brutal? Netflix falls off a cliff within a matter of weeks, and so does Facebook. It's like, oh, okay, fucking rip it off. Alibaba fucking dies. It's like 1,000 cuts over a 12-month period. With every bit of bad news humanly possible. Like, even our COVID lockdowns. How the fuck are there COVID lockdowns in 2022 in any country? Just China.
China.
Shit, man. It's like one bad news after. It's crazy. I've never seen anything like it. It's
all right,
wonderful.
Mark is asking a question here. Google is buying back 90 bill, and it's down 10% last week. Yeah,
70 bill.
70 bill.
Yeah, Apple 90 bill. I think Google 70 bill.
Oh, Google's buying back their stocks? I didn't even see that.
Yeah, they're down because Apple just on their earnings call. Apple said we're
it's 70 billion. It's 7 billion.
Yeah, I think Apple we're in for a rough ride, and all the companies are like, shit.
It's not the noise. It's the loss of the fucking money. It's hard to lose money.
Yeah, it's not a loss of money though. It's not a loss of money.
Yeah, it's true because you believe in the fundamentals. The company's going to do well.
When you buy shares in a business, you're buying shares in a fucking business. So it's irrelevant what the price really does. What you have to understand is, will this business produce free cash flow into the future by 10 or 20 or 30 years? And I just have a bit. I just wish I could, you know. So anyway,
I have a feeling. I think because the market got rushed with so many retail investors who don't understand how to invest properly, like the fundamentals. They haven't read Intelligent Investor. They haven't studied all those fundamentals there. And it was such a large influx that the market right now is dealing with this wave of not playing by the rules because like nothing's
I'm going
making
to tell you
sense.
what's wrong with Baba. I'm going to tell you right now what's wrong with Baba.
If you say the Chinese government, that I'm muting you.
The American investors are scared of the Chinese stocks. They're scared of what the government's going to do. That's what's happening. And until that fear is eased and something happens where, you know, the Chinese government does something to put people's minds at ease, then this is going to continue. But then once they do something to turn the tides and give back that faith in investors, I think Baba's going to skyrocket. I don't know what it's going to be. I don't know when, but
I think that there's a few things that are a few issues. Number one, they are changing regulation. There's no doubt about that. it has fundamentally changed the landscape. You can't argue that. But at the same time, that's happened in all markets. I don't think it's anything new. It's just that people don't trust the Chinese. Fairly though, it's fine. I've done business with them; they're a pain in the ass. But what's happening with Bubba is that I think a few things have to happen for it to go back to $300 a share, and those things are they have to sort out this auditing thing, right? The listing thing. They have to sort that out well and truly. The US has to sort it out with China, not China saying, hey, we support companies. They have to actually get some auditing happening. The second thing that has to happen is the ant-IPO has to happen. If the ant-IPO happens, fucking moon. It will just poof. Jack Ma has to do an interview of some sort publicly.
Where he doesn't look like a hostage.
And
I have good time. I like Chinese government.
And the Ukraine war has to subside, right? And the USA and China have to have some sort of face-to-face meeting. These are the things that have to happen for Bubba to fucking go out of his face.
You're asking for a miracle.
Yeah, you're asking.
I don't think so.
Should we do a seance? Should we light some sage?
I think so.
I'll go burn some things for
I think we're good.
The gods.
Honestly, if China, I hope China doesn't fuck around with Taiwan, because then Baba's really gonna hurt. Like Baba's gonna really get hurt.
We got Mark saying,
So you're saying
Baba's screwed.
It's not.
Guys, don't worry. Lloyd is still gonna be okay, even if Baba goes to 0. He's gonna be okay. He's gonna be really upset and probably won't be on the show for a couple months, but he's gonna be okay.
What a wonderful experience for us to share together. Like,
I'm loving this. That
we're on the roller coaster, man.
Yeah. Hey, get a fucking.
Your roller coaster is just going more down than going through loops. But
well, you'll be
because
happy
it's
to
gaining
know.
Speed, back
you'll
up.
be happy to know my portfolio is actually at about 0% for the year so far, and I believe the S&P 500 is down for the year.
0. yeah.
Let's go.
I've made nothing this year, so
I think I'm square. I think
I've done
okay.
well.
Hey,
no, I know it is funny to say that I've made nothing and I've done well, but it's true.
Yeah, compared to I don't even have that much in the market and I'm down.
Yeah, I'm down. And yeah,
but I'm okay. I understand. This is you warned me, Tony, a couple of weeks ago. Before the end of the year, you said it's going to probably be a flat market. So I was understanding that.
We were all talking about it. Yeah, we were all talking about how this is going to be a down year. So. But
so just stick to the fundamentals, get them cheap.
Yeah, and it's been a roller coaster, man. I mean,
I don't think it's over.
3%.
I don't think it's
over.
One
day you're up 3. Next day
I think we've got some serious volatility coming. You got rate rises, you got the war going on, you got supply flipping issues, it's a battle zone out there at the moment. You got fucking. It's crazy.
Honestly, it's kind of funny. Like one day I'm up like $1,000. Next day I'm down $1,000. Up, down, up. It's like what?
Dude,
I don't even. It's just kind of. I just like look and I just shake my head and she closed the edge.
Did I send you that swing that I had? It was a $94,000 day swing.
Yeah.
Fucking hell!
You sent us. You sent us when you were down like 100,000, and then like 3 days later you were up like 95,000.
It's fucking mental.
I'm not playing with that much money, but yeah.
It's the same. It's no different.
Yeah.
People out there swinging around 10 mil, 100 mil. Look, Mark Zuckerberg swung around by 11 billion or something. Jesus. So
yeah, I had a hilarious number. It was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 today. I was like, what?
That's what has to happen for Bubba to come back. It has to be 1, 2, 3 in sequence.
I just had it with Tony, so Tony gave us.
That's all my accounts. That's like all my accounts though, so it's not just one.
But that's still good, man.
Yeah. I mean, it's not,
for your age right now. That's great, man. Like,
yeah.
There's a company in the States. You can look it up. NLS. All the guys who love jackpots can go look at this stock. It's retails exercise equipment.
It's Nautilus, yeah. It's a Canadian company.
There you go. So it's selling for 1 times earnings.
What?
Yeah.
It's trading for $3.20.
But it's trading for 1 times earnings.
Oh, I'm refinancing the house. Let's go.
Look at the graph. Look at the chart. And
Here, I'm gonna
What
bring it
interesting
up.
about the chart is that it can moon to like $22. It's done it 3 times before, I think.
Look at
Wait,
back
what is
here
this
in
company?
2002. It was at
Oh,
its highest.
Nautilus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Nautilus.
Okay.
Look at this. Oh my god.
Look at that.
Oh,
It
that's
goes
a
from,
beautiful chart.
look at this. It goes from what did it go back Phil, to the back 2020? Back. Oh yeah, what is that? $26. So it's what, 3? So it can actually go to
Jesus.
it can 7 or 8x from here.
That looks like the S&P 500 this year. That chart.
This is their max, and like it's due for an up. It's coming up. It's on its down. It's going to be coming up.
For our chart readers out there, that looks like a potato wedge right there. We're due for a rapid increase.
I bet. I wonder it. Yeah, it could moon. Imagine putting 100 grand in that.
You
Oh my
putting
God.
100 grand in that will make it moon, because people will be like, "Wait, someone
Yeah.
bought 100 grand of this."
Yeah. I don't
Well,
know.
is that your next endeavor, or what are you doing?
He's like,
Nah.
"Fuck Baba, I'm going into Nautilus."
Nah, I
No.
think
That'd be quite the swing.
Fuck.
imagine that. I'm up 800,000 from my investment in 10 minutes. Fucking perfect.
That would be insane.
So I don't know what I'm just building cash. I think
Twitter.
I think it's gonna just
Twitter.
like, yeah.
You can literally make $5 a share right now. Just wait. Put
Yeah,
everything you got.
What?
yeah, because they haven't stopped trading Twitter.
It's at $49. If you put everything you have, you're gonna get cashed out at $54.20.
Yeah.
You're
5%.
gonna,
It's like an arbitrage.
you
A
make
risky
5%.
profit.
What's 5% of $1 million? Not much.
50,000.
Yeah, you make 50 grand. You just gotta wait like 6 months for your money after once the deal's
Set it
and you gotta
down.
hope it. Lloyd, we had a lot of people ask this. I've seen this question a lot on one of the threads about Twitter.
Mm.
Someone asked, why don't I just refinance my mortgage and put all my money into Twitter? Like, why shouldn't I do that? So why shouldn't they do that?
Well, first of all, when you refinance your mortgage, you have to start paying interest on it. That's the first thing. If the interest rate, if the interest rate's 5% and you pay it for a whole year, and then you put all the money into Twitter and you make 5%, you're square, you're zero. You just fucking zip.
All right. Well, besides refinance, why shouldn't they just sell all their stocks and put all the cash they have into Twitter now?
Because 5% is you have to pay maximum capital gains tax, which is 30% of your gains. So if you take 30% from 5, you're at 3.5. So you're really 3.5% gain. And there's a so for 3.5% gain, there's still a possibility that fucking they renege on the deal. It's Elon. Fuck, he's unpredictable.
Yeah,
man.
there's the SEC, like some people, SEC, like I'm willing to bet it gets out, or the SEC turns them down. We have it may not go through. We have this Musk and the SEC hate each other.
It's not worth the risk, yeah.
Well, 3.5%, you can buy government bonds, like fucking riskless shit for 3.5%.
You can buy an I bond for 9% for 6 months, guaranteed, locked in. Yeah.
Why would you do that? Yeah.
Well, I just wanted to clear that up for those that might be watching that are like, oh, it's still trading and he's going to cash me out at $5 more. Why don't I just put everything I have into it? Because one, it could fall through, and two, it's such a low profit.
Yeah, the risk doesn't warrant the return. You have to understand, like, you have to go, is the juice worth the squeeze? That's one of the best lines in investing or anything in your life. Is the juice worth the squeeze? And on this occasion, it ain't.
I'm going to get that on a t-shirt.
Yeah, fucking oath. I think that's a good idea. It's good. I'm going to do that.
That should be our catchphrase. We need a catchphrase, right?
There we go. Is the juice worth the squeeze?
We need a tagline. Can we have a little poll? Can we put a poll up in the group to come up with a tagline?
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to put a post in this. We're going to make a post after the show. What should be our tagline? Open it up for polls. So the juice is worth the squeeze will be one of them. And you guys just put in as many suggestions as you get. Can you get a royalty of that? Can I get a special appearance? Who is this? Mark.
Lloyd will buy you one share, Baba.
Yeah. If your juice worth the squeeze gets voted,
I don't know.
We'll let you do a video saying hi. We'll let you do a video saying hi. That's what you'll get if you get voted on. But we got one last question here before we finish up the show, guys. This person's down 16% on their 401k. I still contribute Maxly bi-weekly. I heard that it can take 12 to 18 months to hit the previous high from once we hit bottom. Do you believe that? Or could it take a lot longer? And now they talk about a recession in 2023, and then you get a hands up emoji.
I'm sorry that the stock market doesn't go up perfectly like Bernie Madoff's Ponzi scheme. I'm sorry. It's not going to happen. You can't even assess it in 18 months. That's not even a long time. But here's the thing. Why do you want it to go up? You want it to go down.
Buy it while it's low.
You want to go down. I want Bubba to stay down. It's so dumb, but I want it to stay there for like 10 years because if it does, you get to buy more stocks and more shares for cheaper. If you're a net buyer of shares, either in ETF or in shares, you don't want it to go up. It's like asking for petrol to go up. Why the fuck would you want gas to go up in price if you're going to be a net buyer of gas? You don't. So why do people want shares to go up? And then they say, "Oh, how do you make money?" Like
it's a mental thing. Yeah,
you want to make money later in your life. You don't want to make it now. You don't need it now. You want to buy as low as possible. So I'm hopefully that encourages you to keep buying. And to Tony's point earlier, the reason why people care so much about is it going to go up? Or A, they're not adding to it, which you have to do, and B, they're not in a stock or an ETF that's giving them a dividend, so they're not seeing any return, right? So that makes it harder to stay with it.
That's why I love SCHD. The market doesn't matter. Like, 12 to 18 months, that number that they threw, I don't know who that member was, but because I couldn't see the name. But
the name was, hold on, I believe it's Carol Putnowski. I apologize if I destroy your name.
So, Carol, the 12 to 18 month number that you're talking about, that's the average length of a bear market. That's about how long it takes for the market to recover from a bear market. On average, historically, it lasts about 18 months. Listen, the market typically crashes every 7 to 10 years, and we haven't had a crash in a long time. And that actually was a sustained crash. Like the last crash, we recovered in months, and that's not normal to just recover in a couple months. So we could have, the market could take a year and a half, 2 years to recover. And during that time when it's down, that's the time for you to keep buying and lowering your average in those shares so that 5 years from now you'll own all those shares at a lower price. Just keep buying and keep buying. 5-10 years from now, you're going to actually have even more profits. You want to buy more while it's down, not when it's up. You don't want to buy only when it's up. You want to buy when it's down. So I dollar cost average, where I just buy every week. Every week I buy on Wednesday or Thursday, and it doesn't even matter. I don't even care what the market's doing. If it's up, if it's down, I just keep buying. And then some days, like we had a day where it was down like 3.5%. Like my favorite ETF, SCHD, was down like 3%. So I put another $500 into there. So I just buy more when it's really down, and then I just keep dollar cost averaging, and do what you're going to do. Don't even look. Just auto set it. You have a 401k. It's automatically coming out of your check. Don't even check your 401k. Check it in a couple of years. Just keep adding to it. The worst thing you can do right now is not contribute. That's the worst thing you can do, because now you're just costing yourself money in the future.
Yeah. Well, inflation's at what is it, 8%?
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
If it's at 8% and you got cash, you're losing 8% a year.
Yeah, and you're losing money right now. I know people, because you see the stock market tanking and everyone's panicking and everybody's down, and you get very irrational when you're looking at your account every day. Even someone that's been in it for a while, like if you check every single day, multiple times a day, you're gonna start like rethinking your strategy, and you're gonna make mistakes. You're gonna do stupid things. You're gonna sell out of things you shouldn't have sold out of. You're gonna take losses, and we see it all the time. People posting comments like, I don't know if after Microsoft's ever going to recover. So I saw someone post like, I'm worried about Microsoft earnings this week. Like, what do I do? Like, what if their earnings are bad and it goes down? I'm like, great, buy more.
Yeah.
Like, Microsoft's not going anywhere.
No. So
no, Microsoft's not. Fucking no way.
They've been in the S&P for 25 years.
Yeah.
They're actually the longest reigning member of the top 10 in the S&P.
Jeez.
We'll see what happens in the next 20 years. We'll be still doing the show, so we'll be able to.
Lloyd, what stock are you targeting other than BABA? Because I know you brought that up.
I just bought some, not just, probably a couple months ago. I bought some Webjet stock. It's an Australian travel company online, and I bought some for more, and I think it'll probably double in the next couple of years.
What are your thoughts on Facebook? Like I was saying earlier.
Yeah, I like it. I just, it's so unknown. I think I struggle with.
It's a risk.
I struggle with trying to beat the market or just owning the market. That's my biggest contention at the moment is that. So I don't know. I have this mission to like buy a Berkshire Hathaway A share.
Really?
Yeah.
That would be a boss move. You should do it, and we should post it on their next podcast.
Yeah. I have to do some things. Bubba has to moon for me to do that.
It will.
So Bubba, I'll tell you the price that Bubba has to get for that to be a possibility where I can sell half of it and do that is it needs to get to like $320 a share.
He'll get there. It's just going around the long way.
Yeah.
It's going the long way.
So when that happens, I'll be able to buy we'll be able to buy a Class A share. I'll keep some Bubba.
So hold on. I'm gonna just bring it on so people know what's going on. I'm gonna share right now where it's currently sitting at. This is what the Berkshire Hathaway is currently Class A stock is trading at. Half.
It's that high now?
Yeah.
It's not so high. It's reasonable. Yeah, it's that high.
It's that high over the length of it. It was the highest it's been. It was $529,000, ladies and gentlemen, and that was back.
I remember I could have bought that. I could have bought that for what was it? Like 200,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy.
Like
I thought it was
started
like
in 1991. It was worth $7,100.
It dropped to 257,000 in 2020 crash. It literally doubled since the 2020 crash.
What's interesting is that's not its max. The max of it, if you max it out from 1965, it's actually 1.8 million%.
Wow.
Jesus.
Better than any Apple or fucking anything.
1.8 million%?
Maybe not Apple in the early days, but yeah.
Oh, because the chart only goes to 1990.
Yeah.
It's showing 7,000.
So basically, your investment went up. I think it's 18,000 times. Some stupid number.
Here's the Class B, and even the Class B is like dominating.
Well, that's just mini shares. I mean, it's the same thing, right? It's just yeah.
I used to own this. I used to have $500,000 in this, or 400,000.
Yeah, Class B is for us peasants. A is for like Elon.
Wouldn't it be cool to have a Class A?
It would be amazing.
It would be frigging amazing. I would literally ask for it on a piece of paper so I can frame it. I would never sell it.
Yeah.
It would prevent you selling. That's what's cool about it. It's not liquid
because it's an exclusive thing. Like it's there. That's by far the largest stock on. There's how many stocks on the stock market are in 5 digits for a stock price? I think it's very small amount, right?
5 digits.
Yeah, 10K. How many stocks in the stock market are 10K
most expensive
or more
stock
per share?
Berkshire is the most expensive publicly traded stock.
Yeah, but how many stocks are over 10K? I don't think it's many at all.
You have Berkshire, NVR, Seaboard, Amazon, Alphabet are the most expensive stocks.
Oh, so no other stock is over 10K.
No, stock price is 5,500. 3.9, 3.3, 2.8. That's the most expensive. Berkshire is the most expensive.
What's number 2?
Number 2 is NVR. It's a home building and mortgaging banking company based in Virginia.
Oh, I don't even know what that is. Huh.
So, like, the closest one, like, $500,000, $5,500. Like, how insane is that?
You know what's crazy? That NVR stock, the market. Do you know what the market cap on that is? This is the reason why it's so expensive. Their market cap's only 15 billion.
It's 19 billion here.
They have hardly any shares.
This is insane. Insane. All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
We're coming to the end of the show. Lloydie, where can they find you?
Lloyd James Ross is my Instagram handle.
/Baba.com.
Jesus, Lloyd, up there with the woo, going out with a bang.
I don't know. They can listen to my podcast. It's really pretty good. It's good. It's a good podcast.
Yeah, it's a really great podcast.
Yeah, no big deal. I heard it's number one in Australia.
711 followers on Spotify.
It's solid. We have 100,000 downloads yet.
Hold on. I'll tell you live right now. We'll go live to because I'm in the thing because I'm about to upload this episode. Here we go. Let's give you guys analytics. We're looking at Lloyd's. We want downloads. Wow, this week you did all-time downloads. You're at 91,000.
Wow, that's awesome.
91,000 downloads.
How many episodes you got now?
Lloyd has how many episodes? 72 episodes.
Oh wow, that's good.
Yeah,
that's really good.
Launch a second one, Ask a Millionaire, which is an exclusive podcast where you get a millionaire question asked, or a question asked to a millionaire, Lloyd, who does these big masterminds and that every once in a while, as well as the 4 episodes of the Money Grows on Trees podcast dropped early, so you get to get the mastermind as well as get some free questions of Lloyd answering and telling you how you can make more money and stuff like that from his masterminds.
We haven't launched that one yet, have we? I haven't put attention to that.
Yeah, we haven't done any. It's all organic right now. There's nothing in the funnels, so I'm just dropping it down like that. You have to send me the link, by the way, so I can put it into some into the show notes and that.
Okay.
So yeah. So
because
we're done, man. Congrats. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks. So coming together. Hopefully we can sell it to Spotify for $1 billion. That'd be good.
Hey, we got this.
Put it all into Bubba.
I think you could at least get Obama, Bruce Springsteen money because I mean you probably got more downloads than them at this point. Did you see Spotify drop them?
Yeah.
I didn't even know they had a show. I listened to one episode of it. And I'm like, this is the most boring show I've ever heard.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
not everybody is made out to be a podcaster.
I think they're both interesting guys. It's just on the podcast, they're just very political correct and like boring, you know. They're scared to really you could tell they're scared to say anything.
Yeah, they're worried about saying anything controversial to upset their individual bases because they want to play nice and
and the other thing is they made 12 episodes in a year. Like, well, how much growth do you think you're going to have with 12 episodes in a year?
Well, I can tell you exactly how much growth. You're going to get zero growth over that 12 months. You're going to have a huge bump at the beginning because you have Obama and Springsteen.
Yeah.
That's all you're going to have, and you're going to have trickle down.
You got to wait a month for the next episode. Imagine, Lloyd, Spotify's like, we're going to give you 26 million. You got to do 12 episodes. You're going to be able to do that in a year?
Lloyd would bust it out in a weekend.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that in a weekend for that money.
That's too much. One a month. That's all we need. One a month for the year. That's
we'll
crazy.
Get there. We'll get to 1 million. Come on. We're going to get 1 million downloads.
Sure.
And listen, everybody in the group, can you please go subscribe to Lloyd's podcast, my podcast, and this one? Like, what are you doing? And leave a review. Leave
reviews, please. We need those reviews.
It's free information. Leave a review, please. That's huge. It's so helpful. 5-star, by the way.
5 stars. Only 5 stars. All right. Tony, where can they find you? What's your podcast again?
The Stock Bros podcast. I'll put my newest episode. I actually did a bunch of episodes. But my newest one was on the metaverse, and I'm going to put the link for that in the in this this thread.
Chat?
Yeah,
the first episode I was on with your podcast. I was on with your brother. What happened to him, man? Stock Bros.
Well, he's had a lot of life happen to him, but he actually still does. He still does like behind the scenes stuff, and he helps me out with some editing and like fact checking and stuff, but he's got a lot going on. He's literally going to 2 schools full time. He's working full time. He's got his daughter. He's doing like a side hustle, fitness business. Like he is like so over the top busy. So
we got
eventually I told him he's going to be on the show. He's going to be on the show again at some point.
If you can fit us into his busy schedule.
Yeah.
Tony, just before we let you go, someone's asking about the baby.
He's as you could probably tell, my voice is off because I've been battling the flu, which we got from the daycare. There was a baby flu going on. I've been sick since last Tuesday. Like my throat was completely swollen. So he's still a little sick. He's getting better, but I'll post a baby picture in this post. I don't want to post it on the group because I don't want to make the group about like my personal life.
Yeah, I know.
You know,
just in the chat, just add it.
But yeah, I'll put a baby picture in the chat. I'll only do it if you guys review the podcast. You have to review all of our podcasts and leave 5 stars.
There we go. Bribing them. You get my podcast is called Invest in Yourself, the Digital Entrepreneur Podcast. It's an award-winning podcast where I have interviewed Mr. Lloyd Ross in my season 2. So if you want to learn more about Lloyd's story, you can go there. I interview entrepreneurs about their journey in the digital world so that they can teach you guys how you can do it yourself and start a side hustle. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Stock Dirty to Me podcast, the #1 podcast for beginner investors, brought to you by the Stock
MeUndies. Brought to you by MeUndies.
Yeah, MeUndies. Yeah, soon, people, soon. But yes, brought to you by the Stock Market for Beginners.
Brought to you by Robinhood.
Robinhood. You guys are never going to let me do it. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Jesus Christ.